Alright, we are getting started. This will be start of Act 2 for our pacifist necro build. See how it goes. It's a much harder act, and we're going to have a lot more summons. I think we'll start by just getting our goal amount, because we're going to need some corpses to make skeletons. And if I remember correctly, you just start in the sewers. There's a clearing here. So let's clear out the sewers. We'll get our skeletons ready. Oh, look at that. We even have reflections in the water around here. I went all out with these graphics. But it's the same strategy as Act 1. I'm going to run in, get my guys to engage, make sure my numbers are up here. I can make they have adequate health and healing, and obviously we can always TP out if we need to. So I'm not doing any fighting myself. This build's entirely pacifist. It's a deliberate challenge to try to beat it without having to have additional support from curses or any kind of projectile spells. Normally that's how you play summon necro. You get your projectiles ready, shoot them, your guy's tank. It's a high DPS all around, but right now we're not doing that. We're just gonna try to beat it by just sitting around and really focusing on looting. That's the whole sort of game plan when you're not really doing the fighting. Just loot, make sure you don't die, run away if you need to, have that TP button handy, and get out of there if you're in trouble. And I guess the second purpose of this build is just to enjoy the new game. You know, the graphics, just get used to how things have changed. And so far it really hasn't changed that much. It's more of the same. It feels surprisingly close to how it originally played. Although if you toggle back to the old graphics, you'll notice an immense change in the graphics. One thing about these mages, when you start summoning them, it comes up with a random type. So this guy just came out with poison, and this one's frost. There's 4 different elements in Diablo 2, so it's totally random. If you don't like what you rolled, you can always just resummon them, and it has a probability to spawn the other type of mage. Especially when you get into higher difficulties, you want certain elements to be in your party, because they'll be immune to a lot. I think there's a 3rd floor. And that's where the end of this and the first quest for this Go Lane area ends. It's pretty hot over here. We'll make sure we get our numbers up. This is the only time where you sort of have to pay attention to this build. Is when you're fighting in a high pop area. You want to make sure you keep your numbers up. So I'm actually paying attention to fighting right now. So there isn't a 3rd level, or a 4th level. It's just a magic chest. And then I think this is where it leads you to the Herodric Cube. We just gotta kill Radaman. Let's see if our guys are strong enough to take on Radaman. Oh, we're leveled up. Let's pop that skeleton mastery while we're fighting Radaman. And we'll keep our numbers up. It's all you guys. I'm not doing any work. I will throw some more into strength because it looks like we'll need it for some of the armor up here. Usually get around 50 to 60 strength altogether. There's the Herodric Skull. So we're still going off a really cheap build, and everything's trash. Looks like this is already the next zone up here. I may or may not have missed some of the waypoints, but we'll double check later. Playing this game after a decade is like a real test of memory. I think that's why this game sold so well already. It's just a lot of guys that have nostalgia for the game. Do I get an additional mage? Yeah, I do. I'm gonna pump this up just so I can have 3 mages. And I'll go back to spamming the mastery. After that, I'll probably have to work on Golem a bit. Oh, we need the Herodric Cube. Damn it, this is a tedious quest. Alright, so we'll go back. Let's do that first, because we can't make progress without the Herodric Cube. There it is. Halls of the Dead. Alright, this one's a pretty choky kind of place. I'll spawn my golem when we get to a choke and have him on the other side of the mobs. This one I will fight the mobs quite a bit more, just because it does get really dense. So these guys are like the shaman in the first act. Basically have to focus them down first. Otherwise I'll keep resurrecting the skeletons. And obviously hardcore is the hardcore mode. That's the one that kills you if you die. Or it kills your character. You're not allowed to play your character any longer if you die. So I consider that the hard mode, not because the gameplay is any harder, but just because the punishment's really severe, right? So you have to be on your toes the whole time. And that's really what Diablo's about, is just making sure you're paying attention. Because mechanically, it's not that difficult. You just have to juke your guys. If you play StarCraft or any RTS, it's basically like an easy version of StarCraft. And our guys can just go in there and do the damage. Once again, I'm just running back, I'm not doing any work. Back this up in the chest. There's the cube. I thought there was a boss here. I think there isn't. Alright, so back to... I think we're just going to the lost area. Search halls of the dead under the dry hills, maggot lair and oasis, and in the claw viper temple for the headpiece. So we actually need to go back to the oasis. Oh, here it is. So this is going to be really tight. We'll need the golem to stay in the front and basically tank behind while the skeletons tank in front. Then I just hang back. So like this, so the golem all the way in the back. He'll fight guys. We'll try to get close. We'll have to respawn our mages in the front. And mages instead of the skeleton soldiers, because no one's gonna be able to attack more than one person. I think maybe 2 people can fight in the front. So in order to have any chance of progress, you need to actually spawn just mages so they can stack up DPS. Yeah, these tight spaces is really the most difficult for this build, because you really can't do anything. This is a good place to fight, because at least you have some area to spread around so they can handle a couple mobs at the same time. Yep, there it is, the giant bug. Let's get out of here. Normally you're spamming all your AoE attack versus in here. Now we're just spamming all the units. They'll do the fighting for us. Like, CE does so much damage in here. I will start throwing my mages inside. It looks like they're in the back mostly. I want to make sure that they're able to do their damage. So everyone's in here except for Paige. Look at her just sitting there doing nothing. How worthless. Alright. There it is. King's... Whatever, King Staff. Let's go back to town, and we'll go identify these items and make progress on this quest. And then we'll go to the Viper Temple. Oh, my mages don't hit. So we gotta do in this build, just keep your numbers up. Let's get back on our portal. It's gonna be hot when we go in. We should be ready to respawn our guys. Get him, boys. Alright, now we got Blood Golem. At this stage, I'm still gonna stick to Clay. I think Clay has more defense. Oh no, this guy has more, even at 3. Alright, screw it, we'll swap to Blood Golem. You can't have more than one golem up, so you gotta pick which one you want. And this guy has lifesteal. Blood Golem also looks really sick. Look at this guy. Just like all sorts of meat. Pretty badass. Alright, it's one of these rooms again, so we'll step out. Normally, if you're a barb or any melee fighter, you fight him here. You basically don't want to be in the thick and surrounded by monsters at any time. It's never a viable strategy. Oh, I just noticed, look at the golem's portrait. It's pretty metal. There it is. And there should just be one big snake party. Get 'em, boys. There's an altar in the middle that holds the next piece. And then you combine it with your staff to make the Roderick staff. Oh, lightning. Stay back. Just watch my guys' HP too, just to make sure they don't get wiped out. Fangskin's always has the lightning. And Fangskin's always stingy. Look at this guy. Thanks for the blue help. That's it. That's the amulet of the Viper.
Pity. I was beginning to enjoy the darkness.
Oh, he's so edgy. So now we go back to the palace, talk to the dude, find all the Arab tropes.
When the troubles began,
He has a harem in here. Let's see how they did this in Resurrected. The details look really nice. Look at the detail on these guys. They really put a lot of work into getting these guys down. I mean, that's the big noticeable difference. It's just the texture density is so high, especially at 4K. You're seeing all the little minute details on the monsters. I hope these lack of drops are just building up for something really good. I feel like you should usually get more unique items in this game by now. Maybe at least 2 or 3 golds before you get to the end of that too. I think I've only seen one. Obviously, we're still wearing patents. It's just like the worst armor in the world. Alright, let's go to the next part. There is a waypoint here.
this is fantastic. I wish I had time to study this bizarre dimension.
Look at that. They really did an immense job with the reflections in here. You pay, it's like, it's not just wet looking, but it actually looks like glossy tile. I don't know if that's RTX or not. I played Sork, a lot of Sork on this map. It's so much easier when you have TP. Even the Barbarian leap helps a lot. Let's try the bottom left again. I just remembered that's the one that has teleportation. So instead of having to walk all your dudes around, they teleport with you just like in a regular TP portal when you hit the portal. That's pretty convenient. It's a good way to group everyone up. They're not the same as greens and golds. Greens and golds are about the same. The only difference is the greens are part of a set. And obviously some of the top items are both either gold or green. Yeah, this is the one. This takes you to a boss area. Where's the summoner? He's actually really easy. Just need to, if you can get your guys kited over. Look how cheap this asshole is.
He was a deluded fool who got too close to true power.
Seekers of the Tomb of Time.
Alright, Canyon of the Magi. I think this is near the end. Alright, so the last thing to do is to clear the Canyon of the Magi. Forgot what the event is exactly, but it leads us to going into one of these temples, and then eventually it leads us to Duriel, which is another level in the bug pit. And then you have to figure out which one of these is the real temple. I kind of hope Diablo 4 follows the same art style. I mean, I've already seen the gameplay footage and I know it doesn't. But I wish maybe in the final product it's closer to this than the Diablo 3. It's just way too distracting with random crap. I know it looks prettier, but it doesn't have the same feel of the gameplay as this sort of corridor-focused version of it. Because there's a sign on top of each one. Oh, that's what it is. I don't even remember what the sign on this is. So we may have just wasted a ton of time going through a dungeon that's not the right temple. But let's clear it out all the way, just in case I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not it. And we just gotta find the appropriate temple with the square outside of it. Oh, there's the exit. You see, this one was the crescent, so that's not it. Here's the square. This is the right temple. Just finished cleaning this up. Alright, you guys finish cleaning it up. I'm gonna walk over here. Oh, get out of there. Almost got screwed. So it's similar to like real life. If you ever find yourself in a hostile situation, it's always the best to have a bunch of guys do the fighting and then you just hang back. Get the spoils from their violence. Oh, this is the right place. Okay, let's clear this out. We're almost ready to go into the last dungeon for this act. I think all you do is just stick it in. Yep. That's it. These guys will clear everything else out while we get into the last section. I remember seeing this for the first time and how epic it was. Alright, you go through the hole in the wall. And that's where Duriel is. Alright, so let's keep a portal ready just in case we get screwed. And just run around. But like I mentioned, there's no mobs here, which is actually kind of bad for us. That means we'll be primarily fighting with Golem. And the trick here is to try to get Golem to basically tank while we, Can you exit? Nope, you're not allowed to exit. We just need our archer to go through the damage while we keep our golem up. Still got a long way to go though.
I need mana.
Alright, let's get out of town. Let's get our golem out. Let's just kill some mobs out here. Let's get up to that level, and then we'll go back and finish off Duriel. Should be some low-level trash mobs out here we can just turn into our army again. Now all I'm trying to do is build to 7, but I do want to get the click on the XP. Just so that I can buff the Golem Mastery one more point. And then we'll go back to town and we'll finish him off. I have to be careful not to actually teleport back, because we'll lose our TP to Duriel. Let's go back in. Let's remember to put your TP back in too. And just constantly spam our golem. Hopefully the mages live, because they do a lot of damage. Guess not. So, golem, it's all golem. Looks like he's getting about 2 shot. Maybe 3 shot. No, it is going down on the left. I'm just staying at the other end of the map. And I think I'll only get one more golem after this. Let's get ready to jump out. Alright, then we rinse and repeat. We gotta do that again. I will still recover all the whole army. And this time I'm gonna do 50-50 mana.
Good evening.
Just because it looks like it's the mana that we're gonna worry about the most. We can basically kite out of it, which isn't a big deal. But we'll need to have enough mana to keep spamming our golem. From the natural entrance. After we get our 7 guys back up from the skeletons. Yeah, we cleared this out earlier. And the game remembers where you are until you log out, then that's when it re-rolls all the maps again. So all the corpses and mobs we had killed earlier.
Not enough mana.
Oh, I pushed the wrong one. Here we go. Oh, we died. Normally we don't die. That's the first time I died in this game. This is precarious. We actually have to go run in there, get our gear, and get out again. So let's get Golem out. Actually, let's get the skeletons up too. I don't want to chance it, because we got to reset all our skeletons and everything again. The game plan is jump in, TP, recover the corpse, hopefully the gold, come back out, and rebuild our army. Alright, we did it. Might as well clear them all out because we might have to come back here and just redo it again. Same idea again. Go in, TP out, or go in, move, set the TP, let your guys fight, and then keep the golem up. Page coming down either. She's only DPS. Oh, he's almost dead. So close. Get him. So close. Oh, we lost Paige. We better go get our guys again. Just redo our skeletons. Alright, and then we're all set again. Here we go. Oh, they got him right away. See, this is why no one runs here. We have 4 yellows. That's it.
Greetings. I thank you for my freedom, but I did expect you earlier. I am the Archangel.
Oh wow, thanks for saving my life.
I came here to prevent Diablo from freeing his brother Baal, but I have failed. Now terror and...
Alright, well, back to town.
I came too late.
Alright, now we're off to Act 3.
Good day.
That's it for Act 2. We finished Uriel. And next stream is going to be Act 3, maybe Act 4. We'll see how it goes. To leave Act 2, all you do is talk to Mischief. You get in a boat, and you go across the sea.